Hi P4 students, this is Miss Lai again. In this video, you will come to learn more about writing a story setting. It's a bit more complicated than using once upon a time there was a castle blah blah blah. Our learning objective is that students can identify story settings from different story genres and describe a story setting by using adjectives. To begin with, I would like to introduce you to my new toy. Ta-da! It is a magical adventure box. It is so magical and fabulous that it can take you to different story settings, like a fresh green woodland, a freezing snowy mountain, etc. It seems like you can experience everything in the setting, like you can touch it, smell it, hear it, and of course you can see it. It is just like a Harry Potter portkey, instantly bring you from one place to another place. Are you excited to explore settings of different story genres with me? The adventure begins now. Ta-da! See? We come to a woodland. Oh, but there's something wrong. I couldn't smell or feel anything in this place, and I can see it say loading under the woodland. Well, can you make a guess what kind of story would take place in a woodland? Can you make a guess what kind of story would take place in a woodland? A fantasy story, a realistic story, or a fable? It still doesn't work. Let's try it on another setting to see if the box works again. Aha, this time is a snowy mountain, but we still can't feel it. I'm going to send this box to get repaired after we quickly see what settings are inside. So, what kind of story will take place in a snowy mountain? I bet you can think of Frozen, which is a fantasy story. The next setting is a haunted house. Does it look scary and gloomy? What kind of story will take place in this haunted house? It could be an adventure or a horror story. What's next? Whoa, it's a magical library. Who wants to locate a book in this library? I wonder if the book will disappear once I seize its spine. This one is a farm. I know, because animals live inside. It could be a setting for fable, that talking animals can give a message through their experiences. Okay, I think that's all we can see in this box. Let me send this box to get repaired now, and we will explore the places again when it can function. So, what is a story setting? Basically, a story setting is the location where a story takes place. It tells you where and when the story happened. It can be anywhere and anytime. Like, it could be your home, your school, or a magical kingdom far away. For a more advanced level, we do not just say once upon a time there was a castle or one day at home blah blah blah. It doesn't sound quite interesting. Now we can learn how to describe a story setting like an excellent and experienced author. Here are some skills we can use. We can write about the weather, the time of a day, what can be seen, what can be heard, and what can be felt. You could describe things by using 5 senses. For example, you can list out different things you can imagine in a forest. Then try to brainstorm what adjectives can be used to describe the things you listed out. This way is very straightforward. Also, you may compare the objects to other things by using simile or metaphor, like the trees are giants standing together. You may also write what can be heard and felt in the place. You have to work with your imagination. Next, apart from using adjectives, you can create character dialogues to show what is in the setting. Also, you may write about the interaction between the main character and things in a place. If a story is about a construction site, you might describe how workers interact with machines which are in a construction site. However, you need to bear in mind that most of the things you mention in a setting should be related to the story development. How can those things you mention contribute to the main character's appearance and personality? Or how does the setting help to build a problem to the main character? Therefore, you have to be careful when you set your story. In Unit 5, we focus on 3 different story genres. They are fantasy fiction, realistic fiction, and fable. Most of the Disney stories are fantasy fiction. Well, if a story seems to be real to us, then it is a realistic fiction. Fable, on the other hand, is a story that talking animals give a message through their experiences. Here are some common settings for fantasy fiction. There are clouds, castle, magic cottage, sea, and a sky. Can you match one Disney story to each place? Because realistic fiction needs to be real to us, we need to choose settings where humans can go. They could be a school, a home, a park, a village shop, a supermarket, and a sports club. Can you imagine yourself to be at these places? For the settings in Fables, it could be anywhere we can find animals, like a zoo under the sea, a farm, a jungle, a forest, or woodland, the Arctic, and a desert. Is it more clear now? Well, it has been a while since the magical box was sent to get repaired. Let's see if the box works or not this time. Whoa, it's the Woodland again. This time, you can see there are 2 word banks in this place. On your left side, you can see a list of adjectives: calm, peaceful, silence, shady, dark, fallen, earthy, muddy, damp, crackling, trappling, abandoned, and impenetrable. And on the other side is the noun: bark, birds, branches, deer, leaves, foxes, ground, trees, trunks, pine cones, and path. Maybe when you write your setting, you can bring some different things which you can see in a setting. And also you can try to think of as many adjectives as you can. Whoa, a paragraph appears. What does it say? One calm and sunny morning, Ronnie walked into a silent, shady wood. The sunlight could barely pass through the abundant tree leaf canopy. An earthy smell of new mown grass entered his nose. He was glad to come to this fresh woodland before other noisy visitors. There was a weak chirping sound as a small bird from his left side. When he stepped on the brown, muddy path, he could hear some fresh crackling sound from the fallen leaves. I see, this is how we can feel the place as if we were there. In this paragraph, it expresses the feeling when someone is present in a woodland. The author describes the sunlight, the smell of glass, the atmosphere, and the sounds from small birds and fallen leaves. That's really cool. I believe our P4 students can write a paragraph about a setting by using adjectives with their imagination and other skills we have mentioned in this video. This is a recap to the skills and ideas on how we can describe a story setting. You can brainstorm ideas of adjectives, dialogues, and interaction to describe different things in a place. The weather, the time of a day, what can be seen, what can be heard, and what can be felt. When you do your brainstorming worksheets this week, please make sure you read the instructions clearly. Watch the video writing a story setting and brainstorm ideas on how you will describe the setting of the story from the drama class. Because you are watching this video, you have done the first part. Go to the next page. Use the story setting from your drama class and use 5 senses to help you brainstorm ideas for the pictures below. Write down at least 4 descriptions next to the bulletin points. Like what you have done for building a story character, you have to think of different ideas to describe the setting shown in the picture on the left. You will see a different picture according to the drama your class has. You can make use of the ideas and skills we have discussed in this video and write down your ideas next to the bulletin points. That's the end of the video. See you all soon. Bye!